Today we are on, I think it's part 6 of our lead gen course here. Now in this video, this part of our series, we are going to do finishing touches on the website. I'm going to share with you what else I did to fully complete the website. I messed around with some interlinking. I added some legal pages. I added some other pages to the website to make it look more legitimate, and overall just rounded out the site. Also, you're going to want to stay tuned because we have already gotten some good results, not only with rankings, but we do have some leads coming in. So that's going to be really cool as well. And I'll also talk to you about the future of the website here coming up. And we're going to talk about backlinking too and what to do with that. All right, let's go and jump into it. All right, guys, so let's kick off the final video in our series. Today, we're going to be talking about just kind of wrapping things up. I want to show you some changes I did on the site since the last time we talked, what the future is going to be with this site. Also, I'll show you some of the things that we've achieved, and we're going to talk about backlinking as well, which at this point for this site, I mean, would pretty much be optional. So let's just get into everything. First off, with this site, my plan with it is I don't really know what I'm going to do, if I'm going to continue to just have the leads come in and then sell the leads to someone. I actually already have a client in mind for that if I do go that route. I'm also throwing around the idea of maybe just selling the entire site and just selling it to like a roofer in the area. So that might be something I do. It's always a bit risky when you do these kind of case study videos and you reveal the whole site. There's always a chance that someone wants to do something malicious. So for my situation, since I revealed everything here, I may just go ahead and sell the whole site. So just know that at what state you see it in now, down the road, if you watch this video or this series, you know, I don't know what's going to happen to the site. But anyways, I'm going to show you where it's at right now. As you can see, I've done a lot of work on it since the last video. So basically, I went on Fiverr and I purchased this logo from a seller on Fiverr for 10 bucks. So I just went to fiverr.com and I just asked them to make me a logo. So for 10 bucks, I went and I uploaded this logo to the site, which looks really good. I think it really elevated the look of the site and everything like that. You know, the menu looks pretty good. Everything is good there. I added an About Us page and a Contact Us page. I don't think I showed you that yet, but yeah, you can see that right here, you know, just to make the site look legitimate, right? A legitimate roofing company is going to have a site, an About Us page, and a Contact Us page. So I just set the map here just to show in Cedarburg, like there's no real specific address. I also added on the bottom, I added a privacy policy, a terms of service. And I just got this by going into Google and typing in privacy policy generator. And I just found one of these free generators here. I think it was, I don't even know which one it was, but it was one of the top ones, probably this one. I don't know. But I found one of those and I just created pages and I just, you know, this is it. It's just a privacy policy and terms of service. I also added the About Us and Contact Us page. Again, the whole goal of this entire thing is to make this look like a legitimate roofing company. We want this site to look as legitimate as we possibly can. Now, the other thing I did was I noticed that my competitors, for a lot of my keywords, I noticed that they had some service areas of Mequon, Menominee Falls, West Bend, and then New Berlin and Milwaukee. So what I did was I sprinkled those in the content throughout the site just to create some more relevancy. Again, because if my competitors are doing it, and they're ranking, I want to do the same thing. I want to try to emulate it. Another thing I did was I noticed of my competitors, they almost all had the words all rights reserved in their footer. These are just very, very minor details, but I figured, hey, you know, I want to go ahead, I want to do that. Because if they're doing it, I want to do it too. I did put the zip code located in Cedarburg, Wisconsin. I put the zip code again to create more relevancy. And then the other thing I did was I put in some driving directions in the footer. So I just went in, I went to Google Maps. Let me show you how I did this. So I just went to Google Maps, maps.google.com, and I just typed in Cedarburg, Wisconsin, like that. And I just type in directions and like I just put from Milwaukee. And then I just clicked details, and then the details gives you the turn-by-turn directions. So that's basically what I did. I just clicked that and I did it from Milwaukee, you know, get on I-794, proceed to I-43. So that's basically, you know, right here, get on I-794, follow I-43. I just basically copied those. And then I did the same thing from Grafton. If I wanted to take it a step further, I definitely could. I could do that with, you know, Mequon, Menominee Falls, but I just started with that. Now, I want you to keep in mind whenever you're working on a new site, this is a brand new domain, right? And brand new domains, if you compare them to your competitors, like it might be something that takes a little bit longer to rank. You know, you might be looking at a little bit longer. The other thing I see with brand new domains and rankings in general when you're working on stuff is that you're going to see a lot of jumping around. Like one day it might be position 4 and the next day it might be position 30. We call this in the industry the Google dance, and we see that a lot. So just know that that stuff happens. Don't get alarmed. Like if you see that happen, like it's very common. In fact, it's usually a good sign that you're going to see a nice ranking boost. So yeah, I did that. I did do a little bit of changes on the content, and then I went through and I interlinked pages together. Like when on this part here on the homepage where it says we offer residential, if you click that, it goes over to the residential roofing page. So a little tip is, you know, if there's any keywords that you really want to rank for, like if you're trying to rank for like commercial roofing or commercial roof, like if you put a link that links to that and links to another page, that's kind of like a backlink inside of your site. And that can definitely help signal the right things to Google so that they push you for that search result. So that can be helpful. You can see I went through and I did that. And I also did that on the pages too. Like if we go through some of the pages, I actually have my link colors turned off on these pages, which I didn't really do that on purpose, but it just so happened that I did that. But anyways, there are links on these pages. I can assure you of that. I'm trying to, here was one. So I linked out to on these inner pages. I had not only interlinked them together with other pages on my site, but like this site right here, or this page right here, we talk about home insurance. So I linked to an Investopedia page, which is a high authority page on homeowners insurance. So you could do that throughout the site as well, you know, doing that on maybe one link on your inner pages leading out to a higher authority site can also help as well. So those are just some minor things that I did. I mean, overall, not a whole lot. Let's talk about where I am right now with the site and what we could do to improve things. So residential roofing Cedarburg, we've claimed the number 4 spot for that. I could probably improve my metadata a little bit, which is what we did with the SEO plugin that we use. You know, it's a little bit long. It's getting cut off, but you know, whatever. We're number 4. Commercial roofer Cedarburg, also number 4. And keep in mind the results that you see on desktop versus the results you see on mobile are going to be different. If someone is searching and they're actually in the city, these results are probably going to be a lot higher, especially on mobile. So just keep that in mind. Like, you know, if you see rankings that aren't so great on your sites, just keep in mind that people are still probably going to find it on mobile because if they're in the city and they're searching for it. So it's a good thing too. So here's commercial roofing Cedarburg. We're number 3 for that one. And a lot of these keywords I was number 2 for, and I just dropped down, which signals to me that I'm probably going to see another rank increase. Residential roofer Cedarburg. This one I'm number 2 on right here. Roof repair Cedarburg. What am I on this one? Number 6. Roofing company Cedarburg. Am I ranking for this one? Thought I was ranking for this one, maybe not. Rubber roof Cedarburg. We're number 1 right here. Looks like maybe we also be rubber roof repair. Let's try that. Rubber roof repair Cedarburg. We're also number 1 for that. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, okay. Yeah, anyways, so that's basically, I mean, a lot of rankings achieved. Now, all of these rankings were achieved initially with no backlinking at all. But I did actually go and I created a Yelp profile for this company. And a Yelp profile is technically considered a citation. Citation is your name of your business, the address, and the phone number. But I don't have an address for this business, like a physical location. But for some directory sites, you can actually go and you can get listed on them. Yelp is one of them. You can get listed on them without having a physical address. You could just leave the field blank for that. So I've got a little clip. I will go and flash over to that for you to see. All right, guys, so what we're going to do here is we're going to start off by just coming in and creating a Yelp account. I just used like a made up like name for this. So like a, I guess you could say like a pen name. And you could choose to use your own name if you wanted, but that's just what I decided to do in this case because I don't know what I'm going to do with this site. Like I may sell it or something like that. So that way nothing's really in my name then. I also just created a fresh email account to use for all of the backlinks or citations that I create. I'm entering in the zip code and just entering in like a random birth date here. And then I'm going to sign up. and it's going to trigger a link to be sent to my email. And from that point, I'll go ahead and confirm that link. All right, so after we verify the profile, we're going to come up here to the top right-hand corner. We're going to click For Business, and it's going to tell us to look up our business, which of course we know we're not going to find it because it doesn't exist. We'll type it in, we'll hit Continue, and this is where we're going to select our categories that we want to be listed under. So just type in one that fits. Enter in your tracking phone number. Again, I use DialHawk and buy a tracking phone number for $1 per month. We're going to enter in our website URL. This is important for our backlink. And then our street address. Since we don't have a street address, there's not really a whole lot we can do there. And this is what I mean. Some citations, you're not going to be able to do them. You won't be able to create them. You'll have to skip them. But some of them, like Yelp, will let you actually create it without a street address. So that's what we're going to try and do in this case here, is do it without a street address. And then we're also going to enter our email address here. All right, we'll click Add Business. And you can see it says it's an invalid address. So, or should I just put NA, see if they accept that. Okay, so they did. So you could try that on sites as well. And this listing actually did go live. So it's asking me to create a business owner's account. So I guess I have to create that too. So let's go ahead and do that. So we need to verify it, but because I use a tracking phone number, I'll just forward the tracking phone number temporarily to my cell phone, and I'll hit Call Us, and I'll go ahead and confirm it. All right, so that's confirmed, and now we just have to finish going through the rest of these things. If you have some photos and stuff that you want to upload, that can definitely add some legitimacy to your listing, so probably go ahead and do that. And you can select any of these things that apply. They'll let you select up to 6, so just go ahead and select which ones you think would apply. And then they ask how often you post on social media. You know, just go through and answer these questions. Pretty self-explanatory. And there we go. So we have our listing. You can always just go with the free listings. Every place is going to try and upsell you with a paid one. You don't need it. Just always go with the free one. So there we go. Our listing is live. If we click this little square thing with an arrow, it's going to pop up our listing. It says it can't be found, but don't worry, it is actually there. I confirmed afterwards that it's there. You just see they're gonna moderate it to make sure that it's legit, and then they'll put it live. So Yelp actually called me several times. You can answer the phone for them if you want to temporarily forward the tracking number to your phone. I didn't ever answer it, but probably would be a good idea to answer it and just, you know, tell them you're not interested in their paid listing. They're gonna try and sell you. But that's it. That's Yelp. Pretty self-explanatory. So anyways, with that Yelp listing, that's literally the only backlink I've gone after so far. And with that, I've seen a pretty decent boost, but honestly, it really didn't even need it. It boomed me up like a couple spots on most of the rankings that I was going after. But even without that, I was just a couple spots lower. Also, we've already got 9 leads that came in from this site already. So that's a good sign as well, especially since, you know, when we did the keyword research, it was showing no volume, which again is typical, very, very typical to see. So pretty cool stuff. All right, so backlinking. The very first backlinks that you should go after are basically social profiles. Like I said, this is probably in most cases where I would even end, especially with a niche so uncompetitive like this one. That's usually where I would end. And I could probably just end it already where I'm at. Like, honestly, I mean, it's doing pretty well. Like I said, I might consider, I don't know what's gonna happen with this site. I might consider just exiting it entirely and selling it off to a roofing company and just letting them do what they want with it or something like that. But anyways, social profiles at a minimum are good because they're easy to create. You can put your website in there as well. And it just establishes sort of a thing of credibility. It could be helpful if you go in those social profiles and do some posts on it. I don't usually go crazy. I don't usually continue to monitor them or anything like that. But, you know, if you can at least make it look like you've done a couple of posts, it can help. But anyways, I'll just go through and I'll set up a Facebook page just to show you how easy it is. But again, you can do this for Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn. I mean, all of the social profiles that you can think of. Go to Google and type in social media profiles and just start creating them. Go crazy. Okay, so facebook.com/pages/create. This is where you want to be. You're going to do a business or a brand. So there we go. Roofing. I'm going to say don't show my address. And I'm just going to put Cedarburg, Wisconsin. What was the zip code again? 53012. So because I selected roofing service for that, it's making me enter in an address. So I'm just going to put brand for the category. If you put brand, it won't ask for the address. So just go ahead and do that. I will hit continue. Okay, and of course I can upload a profile picture here, which I would just use my logo, but I'm just going to skip that for now. Same with the cover photo. Again, you want to make these things look as legitimate as you can, but for the sake of saving some time, I think you get the point. Let's see what we're going to do here next is I'm going to go to add a button. Put a learn more button, and we'll put in a website link there. So let's do that. All right, cool. That's good to go. Under the About tab, I believe we can add in a website here, which I'm definitely going to do right here. So this is going to be considered a backlink. This is what you want to do. This is the main goal of creating your social media profiles. You're going to create another backlink. Also enter in the phone number, your tracking phone number. Again, I use Dialhawk for that. So here we go, enter the phone number, that's important. We'll create a username. Cedarburg Roofing Pros. Boom, we're done. That's it. It's that easy. You want to go do that. You want to do it with all of your social profiles, you know, Twitter, YouTube. You can create a YouTube account. You can even create a YouTube video, and in the description of the YouTube video, put a link back to your website. All these little details help. Okay, so now you know how to do that. You know how to do Yelp. Let me show you how to get even more advanced if you have to. And again, like a site like this, like I really don't even have to. There would really be no point. But for the sake of showing you how to do it, I'm gonna show you how to do it. So let's say, for example, this was a keyword I wanted to do better on. I would come down and I would look at who my competitors are for this keyword. So we've got, I'm not concerned with Angie's List. I'm not concerned with Home Advisor. We're ignoring big directory sites. What I am concerned with are people who are real legitimate companies like Grafton Roof or like Integrity Roofing. Those are people I'm concerned with. So here's what I want to do. I want to reverse engineer what backlinks they have so that I can try and get the same ones. So I'm going to open them up. I'm going to grab their website URL here, graftonroof.com. And I'm going to go into Google and I'm going to type in this search string. Okay, the search string is graftonroof.com. So whatever their website is .com, do not put the HTTP, do not put the www, just their main domain.com. Put that in quotation marks. Then put a space and put hyphen in URL, semicolon, and do it again, graftonroof.com. Okay, so take a screenshot of this, write it down, whatever you have to do. This is your search string to reverse engineer the backlinks. So graftonroof.com in quotation marks, minus in URL, graftonroof.com. This is telling Google you want to see all the sites that are linking back to graftonroof.com, but you don't want to see any links that come directly from their own website. Like we don't want to see, like, if they have a page on their website that links back to it, we don't want to see that. Okay, so let's hit search. Now Google is going to show us a list of all of the backlinks they have. So they have a Yelp listing, which I've already got covered, I told you. This is how I knew to go after Yelp. They've got this apollo.io. They've got showmelocal.com. Some of these are just like random spam sites like cubdomain.com or yelp.it or ipaddress.com. So these are just like different Yelp profiles in other countries. Showmelocal.com. I'm guessing this is like a local directory site. So we may be able to get listed on this site too, as long as they don't require us to have an address. And it doesn't look like they do because this company doesn't have their exact address listed. So what you can try to do is you can try and go and create it by just listing the city and state. A lot of people ask me, well, how do I go after these directory sites if I don't have an address? The answer is you try to go after them without the address. And if they don't let you create it, then you just skip them and you move on and you go after what you can. Like I said, I was able to create a Yelp listing without an address, but some sites you're not going to be able to create. That's just the nature of how it is. The main point though is you want to try and get your website listed on here. Like right here, they have their website. That's a backlink for them. So you definitely want to do that if at all possible. Okay, so let's go back and look at their other competitor. So I would do this for basically every competitor. So this is integrityroofingwi.com. We're going to do the same thing. integrityroofingwi.com, putting it in quotation marks, minus in URL, integrityroofingwi.com. That's the string. You might get a little pop-up from Google saying that you look like a robot and they want you to fill out a CAPTCHA. That's fine. Just fill out the CAPTCHA. They're just doing that because it looks weird. People don't usually search like that. Okay, so these are ones that you're probably going to have a hard time going after. Like this company has a Better Business Bureau. Like that's, obviously we're probably not going to be able to get a Better Business Bureau profile, although if you really wanted to, you probably could. They are a for-profit company. So if you wanted to shell out the money, you probably could. But again, I just skip everything that I can't do. They have a Facebook profile, which we just created, so we're covered there. So we've already got 2 common backlinks that each of our competitors has. So we got this Owens Corning. This is something that we probably can't get unless we were like a contractor of theirs, because that's like a manufacturer of shingles. But again, if we wanted to, we could look into it. All right, we've got this roof.info site. Let's take a look at this. So we probably could get listed on this site. So they have a website right here. You just want to look. You want to look and see, is there a place to create it, to create and add your listing? And if you don't see a spot, then try and contact them. If you have questions, we could fill this out. So we could just fill it out and say, hey, we want to get listed on your site. Here's our information, and hopefully we'll get listed. So this is what we do. We just keep going down. Here they're on this Christian business directory. And for information on banner ads, view directories, I imagine we could probably get listed on this site as well. Our prices are listed on our website. That's to advertise though. But I imagine we could get on this website too by contacting them. There's a contact list. I don't know what their advertising rates are. Yeah, this is for like ads, so I don't think that would be it. I think that just to get listed on the site is probably, here, web listing fee. It's $25. So if we paid $25, we could get a backlink on that site. So this is the process of going through and finding backlinks. And honestly, if you follow what we've done so far and you pick out low competition stuff, there's really not going to be a need for it. Like I said, you saw all the rankings I've achieved thus far, and the site is so fresh and so new that honestly, this is probably the tip of the iceberg for this site. It's probably in the next couple of weeks going to continue to go up. And yeah, that's just the way it is with these low comp stuff. That's why I like doing this strategy. So anyways, I hope that this was helpful. That is basically the entire process, start to finish. Yes, it does take some setup work, but once it's set up, these sites are very, very passive, and that is why I really, really enjoy this strategy. All right, guys, so there you have it. That is a wrap on our lead gen course. I hope that you enjoyed this whole little mini series that I put together for you. It was a really cool case study to see me go from start to finish. A lot of people like to talk, but it's always nice when you can see someone do it from start to finish in action. And I hope that this was very, very helpful to you. So go out there, pursue this, believe in yourself. I know that you can do it, but it'll never work unless you actually believe in yourself. You have to believe in your mind that you too can do it. And that's all it takes. If you believe that, I know that you can do it too. And you just have to have persistence and not ever give up and just keep going. Anyways, guys, I will see you in another video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I am Paul James. Peace out.